For my first selection, I have picked my dad's car, and the first car that I actually remember going in. And a lot happened in this car. It's a 1980s Sierra, and not only that, this Sierra L, my dad's was a GL, he is keen to point out, was in the same lacquer red colour. So this brings back all kinds of memories for me, some good, some bad. I did sit my dad down and say, can I have some memories of the Sierra? And he went, yes, how about this one? I had to go, no, that's not something I want to tell Sarah about. Tell me another one. And we got through a few of those. So I've got some really good memories of this car, some not so good memories of this car, but most of all, I can't wait to sit inside and see if it smells like it smelt when I was a kid. 4 years old, and that is the car that was parked in our drive, and that's pretty cool.
That's really cool. It looks lovely.
Come on, let's drive it.
Let's listen to them stories.
In 1982, the world was simply not ready for the Sierra. The Cortina was a hard act to follow, and the jelly mold styling, or aerodeck to give it the official title, looked like it belonged in the concept car corner of the motor show, not on the average family driveway. The Sierra's styling had method in its madness though, with a drag coefficient of 0.34, only out-dragged by the Porsche 924, Citroën GS, and the Space Shuttle Columbia at the time. From TV shows starring Jimmy Nail to songs written by Brian May, the Sierra quickly became a household name. And you will struggle to find an 80s or 90s family photo album without a Sierra in it. If there wasn't one parked on your driveway, there was probably one parked next door.
I don't remember the seats looking quite like this, but then they probably did.
If this was a GL, would it have been Velar interior?
Yes, it was. It was kind of felty, sort of caught your fingernail type stuff. It was horrible. But it does smell like I remember the Sierra smell. It's weird. I was 4 years old when I first remember that car, and I do remember it viscerally. Is that weird?
No, I don't think it is. I think we all have that, don't we?
Listening to Deacon Blue and Cyndi Lauper in here.
I mean,
I nearly brought it with me.
Shit called Dignity and all that. Shall we sing it?
Yes. There's money. No?
Yeah. Go on, keep going.
No. So I have, as I mentioned, some stories of the Sierra. Some I remember, some I don't.
Okay.
1985 was our car, and my dad hit a dog on the M1 that had been in a car crash. The dog ran out of a car and he hit it in the car.
I'm not actually liking this story already.
So the car didn't start its life with us in the best possible way. And then it had a few other mishaps along the way as well. So just after that, in 1987-ish, it was 2 years old, it had 55,000 miles on the clock, and the engine blew. And Ford had to replace the engine.
Is that due to your dad's driving? Is he a bit keen?
He would say no.
But
former rally driver, probably. It was a company car, so he wouldn't admit that.
Yeah.
But Ford replaced the engine, and I had my first car accident in this car, in this lacquer red Sierra. Because we slid off the road. I was 4 years old, and I remember we were beached across a ditch on the bypass near York. And I remember seeing lots of police cars.
So up to now, hang on, we've got dead dog.
Dead dog. Don't know if the dog was dead actually. Damaged the bumper, headline. Yeah.
We're not bothered about whether the dog lived or died.
Well, we don't know. Let's not worry about things we don't know.
The damage of the car. Okay.
Then the engine blew. New engine, and then Dad crashed it. And he's keen to say we didn't go into the ditch, we were over the ditch. So the car's beached across the ditch, and this really nice family picks us up, and I'm sat, a little 4-year-old, sat in the back with all these kids. And they were all passing sweets across, which was really good. I enjoyed my day. Police cars, blue lights, waiting for the recovery truck. So yeah, big memories of this car. And my dad told me a horrific memory of this car.
That he can remember, but you can't.
Yeah, one.
Oh, come on, you've got to spill the beans. You can't give me that information and then stop right there.
Doesn't make me sound like a very nice child.
Were any of us?
I'll tell you. Told you, it's grim.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, I can't tell you that.
You're vile.
Yes.
literally picked your
No,
nose
no,
and you wiped the bogies on the seat. And let's not.
Just underneath. My
Excuse
dad
me.
had to clean them off when he
Yeah.
washed the car, and I
So
used to get a
this
telling off
car-
every single time.
This car, as you stated when you got in, hasn't got the same interior as your dad's GL. Your dad's GL probably had a little bit more velour-y. Can you imagine what it was like picking those bogies off that velour?
On that note, I really need to feel what it was like to sit in the back of this car to see if it feels the same. So I need you to drive. All right.
Is he kidding? Oh, he's not kidding.
Sarah, at this point, has literally become my mum. Just checking for bogeys.
Excuse me, if I see you in that rear view mirror sticking your finger anywhere near your nostrils, the brakes are going on, okay?
Mum. Okay. Now this feels really strange being in the back here.
Did you just call me mum?
Yes.
Thanks, son.
But I feel all of a sudden 4 years old again, sat in the back of
To be
a
honest,
jelly mould Sierra.
to be honest, you do behave like a 4-year-old.
I don't do that anymore though.
Well, hopefully I'm not going to run any dogs over.
When my kids see this, they'll be like, oh, but Dad tells us off, so we can do that then.
Yes, kids.
Do you know what I'm realising now, which I never really
Pick your
fully
nose,
appreciated, Sarah?
Wipe it all over. The Clan Crusader.
I really want to move on from the bogies now. Delighted that I told you that. I never appreciated how handsome the dashboard is.
It is a really handsome dashboard, isn't it?
It gives me kind of Didier Auriol, Malcolm Wilson, RAC rally vibes with that angled.
It's angled.
How many dashboards would have been angled towards the driver in
I know.
the 1980s?
Because obviously my Ital does exactly the opposite. It faces away from the driver.
Yes. Why would it do that?
Who knows?
I know. Let's make it really unergonomic. But all you've got to do when you're driving this is think of the Brian May soundtrack, driven by you, from the Ford advert. And in fact, that's what I feel like in an old Ford. But I do feel 4 years old again. There's some pretty grim stuff on the back of your driver's seat, actually.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, crikey, don't tell me about it.
It's a bit
This
mouldy.
is actually really lovely to drive.
It's quite refined, isn't it?
Really lovely.
Really
it feels
refined.
really executive. It's
Which, given it's only an L, is
Yeah.
quite remarkable, isn't it?
It is lovely.
Do you remember the noise that parcel shelves used to make? One of the best advances in automotive engineering in the last 20 years has been quiet parcel shelves.
What a difference it makes to your life. Though,
Suddenly the
doesn't it?
video got very boring. People turned off.
I'm loving this. I can see why your dad had one of these, and I can see why your dad really loved it.
I've got
It is
one more
lovely to
memory
drive.
that my dad gave me of the lacquer red Sierra when it was on 99,999 miles. Dad took us all, we lived in Homer Spalding Moor near York, and Dad took us all to the airfield there. And the whole family went out for a family trip to drive around the airfield until it ticked over to 100,000 miles. and yes, he
Did you
stayed married
pop some-
afterwards.
Did
And
you pop some champagne to celebrate?
I think they might have done. And
Oh, it'd be in some Carver back then, weren't it?
probably.
Bottle of
And you
Carver.
no, it would have been Lambrini, wouldn't it?
Oh, Lambrini.
Baby Sham.
Yeah.
Baby Sham.
Baby
What
Sham.
would you drink in the back of a Sierra ticking over onto 100,000 miles? Baby Sham or Lambrini?
I think it'd have to be Lambrini.
Or Skoll Lager? yellow cans. Yeah? But you can see why I am how I am. That was a big family celebration. The Ford Sierra ticking over onto 100,000 miles.
Yeah,
I would 100% do that today with my family if my cars ever went to 100,000 miles.
I don't know whether or not your family would continue to want to be with you if you made them do that.
I suppose there's a lot more to do these days, isn't there? So the
Yeah.
entertainment value of
Yeah.
driving around an airfield.
At
waiting
least
for
the kids
cars to
could
go.
put it on TikTok.
Yes, while wiping their bogies on the seats. Very difficult to get bogies out of these seats.
So how you hanging on to that seat like with
I am yeah.
Well,
I've got white nipples,
white,
yes.
white? You got white what?
Knuckles.
I thought you said nipples. You have got white knuckles. Is it that scary? Come on, let's put our foot down. I'm a little bit aware that there's some people up here, so
It's good. It goes well, doesn't
It
it?
goes lovely. It's really smooth.
My dad got an Orion gear after this, after
Yeah.
the Sierra, and
So-
we went
so-
to Norway in that. It was a fantastic car.
Was he a Ford man through and through?
Yeah, do you know, I think he was. We all have been, and most of our rally cars and classic cars have been Fords. He was rallying a Cortina before this,
Yeah.
before he had the Sierra. So yeah, I think he was a Ford man, but I think being a Ford man, being a Ford family was what Ford's marketing was all about, wasn't it?
Yes.
Driven for you.
Yeah,
Philosophy.
yeah.
You are right though, it does feel really refined compared to
does.
what it should.
It feels substantial. Does that make...
That's a good word.
Yeah, it
does sum it
does.
up.
It feels...
Just don't look at the headlining.
It feels... Yeah, I'm not looking up. But yeah, the dash is really substantial.
How many miles has it done?
It's done 92,000 miles.
So it's probably had an engine rebuild given my dad's experience.
And it does still drive beautifully.
Well, that has really delivered because it does smell, it does feel just like.
And it's
My
got
dad's
something
old
on the back of
Cortina.
the seat, so the memories are completely evoked for you.
Yes. And let me out because I want to show you something. I'm going to show you something. Just I
Oh,
forgot to bring it
gosh.
with me. Wait there. Wait there.
Oh no.
It's worth it. It's worth the wait.
What do we think this is going to be? I really dread to think. I want to guess that it's... God, it could be anything knowing Paul. Something really geeky. Small enough for him to hold it in his hand. He's got such an excited look on his face. He looks like a 4-year-old again.
Hi, Mum.
Hi, son.
Look, my dad even painted me, 4 years old, and he painted me a lacquer red Ford Sierra.
Oh,
That's been in my toy box and in my model collection ever since I was 4 years
I
old.
actually love that.
And here we are in the car, to all intents and purposes, the car.
The car.
So, dads, future dads, these little things matter because they inspire what these little things do when they get big.
Little burger-nosed boys. They inspire them.
And this really did, so thanks, Dad. And thank you to the Great British Car Journey for rekindling that, because that has been a really strange yet
Look at that smile.
cathartic experience.
I mean, look at it. Oh, I love you, son.
My nose is running.